from the enemies and from the hands of the evil people that are around him, dear Lord. I ask that you place a hedge around us and help us to live as one family. Help us to live in unity. As we have said, united we stand and divided we fall. I pray, dear Lord, that you will be with every person who will be ascending and speaking tonight. Bless them with utterance. I pray, dear Lord, that you will give us good weather as you have begun doing for us. And when all this praise, dear Lord, and all these sessions shall be in the past and your kingdom shall come. I pray for the Minister Shasne. Dear Lord, I pray that you will give him utterance. And as he speaks, dear Lord, help him speak with boldness and not turning back, forward ever. Lead us and guide us as never before. We pray with thanksgiving through Jesus Christ our Lord. And let the people say, amen.
Put your hands together for Miss Maxwell. Sate lapouye. Maka kouye sa lapouye flabo. I want you to listen to exactly what this lady said here tonight. I want to say a warm good evening to all the people of Dennery and its surroundings. Good night. Tonight, we are warming up. We are warming up for the campaign. You will never see a campaign like that in the history of St. Lucia when the campaign really begins. Si le bacha koumase sayo, saye zafeyo. When we start our campaign, you will see what the campaign is like. Tonight, Flabo is here to tell you to vote Edmond Estefan once again. When you vote Edmond Estefan, you will be voting for yourself, you will be voting for your family, and you will be voting for your country. I dare anyone tell me here tonight that when the United Workers' Party was in office, that Estefan did not take care of them. I want to hear you say this. And I know Estefan is in opposition and he cannot do too much for you. And I know the way Edmond Estefan felt about this. Because he knew that when he was in office, he had the sportsmen, he had the churches, he had the young, he had the poor, he had everyone. And when it came to time, if they called it tika, in their pockets. I want to know how many of y'all can say, despite all the money the Labour Party has been receiving, how many of y'all can say that you'll have a job and you'll have money in your pockets? And now, they have even more money. And they will be giving you money for a day. Only for a day. Money to vote for them. And thereafter, will continue to increase. Your university will continue. And brothers and sisters, most of all, VAT. But this United Workers' Party will have a lot of surprises for you. A lot of people say, you come in here and make noise. You're not saying what you're going to do. But if you say what you're going to do, Labour kai vole. We have a lot we're going to tell you we're going to do for the people of St. Lucia. Stay tuned, you will hear it, and you will have no choice but to vote the United Workers' Party. At this time, I want to call on a young man from East Castries to start the ball rolling. We call him Champagne, a very committed young man. And remember, after the elections, you will be drinking the champagne. Champagne, over to you.
Treat the youths right. Till the putting up a fight.
Flabo country, good night. The gentleman told you a very young man, the mad J young ago. Moi pas J young ago. L'âge là ça monter. Moi ça style parler. Maman Flabo. Nous en Dennery South, en area Estefan, un homme qui connaît et un homme qui a fait bien dans l'area ça. Est-ce que Stéphane a fait bien dans Dennery South? Toutes les. Bon, je voulais pour dire temps because Ozzy pour moi toujours faire moi ça massa puti. I need you to focus on the last 4 years. Think back of the last 4. The destruction of St. Lucia is on the hands of Kenny Anthony and nobody else. Because it can't be your pastor. C'est ça il dit yo fait, c'est ça yo ka fait. So it is on his hands. Like they say, blood is on his hands. 4 years ago, Kenny Anthony so vacantoué. Si balé pour Alan Chasney, for the United Workers Party and Mr. Alan Chasney, we would never be paying $10 a gallon of gas today. It had to take Alan Chasney to demonstrate, to match, so we could get the prices of fuel down in this country. We have to remember those things. 4 years ago, Kenny Anthony came in office. Well, he said that VAT was a burden on the people of St. Lucia. What did he do as soon as he got in? 15% VAT. We have to be mindful of the last 4 years. Never try to forget that. My message is about the last 4 years. I heard they're giving computers and laptops and television, flat screen TV. Don't be fooled by these gifts. Remember, the United Workers Party was the only party that put money in your pockets. And that's the party that will still continue to put money in your pockets. You have to remember the last 4 years. Kenny Anthony is who I am after. They have come after me. I am after them. Kenny Anthony is responsible for the destruction of St. Lucia. I will never stop saying it. People of Dennery, when you vote for the other candidate, not Estefan, in Dennery South, you are voting for Kenny Anthony. You are not voting for any other member of the St. Lucia Labour Party. You are voting for Kenny Anthony. And this man, this is the man that is destroying our country. Vote for Edmund Estefan for a better Dennery South. He has to continue the good works he has done. But Maman Flabo, qui ça nous voulait l'année ça? Qui ça nous voulait? Qui ça nous voulait? Qui ça nous plaît? Flabo, c'est le seul parti qui a fait pays ça aille devant. No other party. You could look around you, everything you see around you in St. Lucia, United Workers Party is the one responsible for that. Nobody else. So I swear, I'm going to this, my Flabo. Je ne suis pas préparé pour asseoir, mais je suis moi. Vote for Edmund Estefan in 2016, et 17 qui l'a écouillé là. Edmund Estefan qui a fait Dennery plus belle parce que hier, moun qui travaille, nous avons tout ça nous voulons. Maman Flabo, nous allons parler encore. Good night.
Thank you, Champagne. Now you know this is the only party that give you a serious sound check. Because Brother Champagne came good and strong. This was a serious song check, Brother Champagne. I am happy with this song tonight. Brothers and sisters, how can we come to Dennery without giving you a local speaker, brothers and sisters? We will have a young speaker, Miss Adia Desi, who is going to address you tonight But then I hear a little commotion at the back there. And I think it may be your political leader. Your political leader. The Prime Minister in waiting. Kenny's nightmare. Nomla Kenny Peck. The whole of Labour afraid of Alan Chasney. The whole of Labour, brothers and sisters. So before I bring up this young lady, let us have the commotion quiet down a bit, brothers and sisters. Give me some music, DJ. Members of the Miku South branch, Miku South people, they're asking you all to come up to meet your political leader and Prime Minister in waiting. Music, music, DJ. Yes, brothers and sisters, the action will just take a little more time to come. So presently, I will call a young lady from Dennery South to address you.
Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Gail Rigobert. Parliamentary Representative for Dennery South, the Honorable Edmund Estefan. United Workers' Party parliamentarians, endorsed candidates, members of the United Workers' Party, specially invited guests, and you, our loyal supporters of the United Workers' Party, a pleasant good evening. As a young person and a first-time voter, I am here to inform you on the reasons why I chose the United Workers' Party and to highlight some of the achievements of Honorable Edmund Estefan in Dennery South as our district representative. I have found a candidate who is strong, dedicated, and courageous. A man who has inspired the youth in this constituency, advanced our vision, and renewed our hope. Honorable Estefan has dedicated himself to the development of the people and the constituency. He sees no color and no party in his quest to serve and bring progress to Dennery South. Este for all. It does not matter who you are or what party you support. He is there for you. Some of the achievements of Honorable Estefan has accomplished in Dennery South are as follows. Providing access to water to residents in our community. I have personally experienced the water situation in Dennery South, and Honorable Edmund Estefan has solved it by providing free connection to the people. Honorable Estefan has rehabilitated roads in the community. The extension of the Bolo Bell Road to allow the vehicles to pass through. The Lime Road, the Lakai Road were fixed. The Medrick Road, the Green Mountain Road, and much more were given attention. Our sporting facilities were rehabilitated under Honorable Estefan. The Dennery playing field, the changing room facility at Lakai was constructed. The refurbishment of the Dennery multi-purpose courts and the multi-purpose center, the paving of the multi-grounds. Now I can go to the opening of Carnival and other fetes with my heels, no mud on my shoes. Moreover, scholarship opportunities for the youth were also provided to access better education. We all can remember the 2010 flood and the damages caused by the flood. Honorable Estefan was there when we needed help. With his persistence, he was able to convince the cabinet of ministers of his administration to provide a cash contribution to affected residents in the village. The village was spotless after a day. It was his passion and commitment to the people of the constituency that brought the community together after the devastation. He has served us well and is going to continue serving us. The implementation of lights around the constituency, the construction of drains to allow the free flow of water to prevent floods, the drainage, footpaths, and other road projects created much action and needed employment within the constituency. We now have a park that is second to none in the country and is the envy of other communities. We can spend some quality family time there, recreate and relax. And I am certain that if it was the United Workers' Party in government, we would be enjoying free Wi-Fi. The hospital
Yes, it looks like your representative is coming up. Este for all, as the young lady said. Este for all. Flaboaka in Yimune. Oswea. The rebirth of Esther. Esther will be reborn. Esther for all. Esther for all. Whether you red, whether you yellow, whether you green, whether you blue, Esther for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The young lady will continue. Esther for all.
The hospital, and the construction of the new Dennery Infant School, all his ideas. A man with a vision for the community, and he will continue to improve the community. He has not only taken care of the living, but also the dead. Now our loved ones are resting in peace because of the restoration of the cemetery. Dennery South has flourished under the United Workers' Party. Yet, they will still say he has not worked. We are proud of you. I am proud of you. There you have it. A young person has spoken. So my people, I urge you, young and old, to jump on the train. Let's go out to vote. Let your vote be your voice. A vote for the United Workers' Party is a vote to secure the future of your children. So go out and secure that future. With Esther, we say, labor, no way, Jose. Esther for all. I thank you.
Put him in now. After, listen. Towards the enemy, bring him out.
Put your hands together for this young lady who told you nothing but the truth. Esther for all. He assisted everyone in Dennery South. A man of few words, but a man of a lot of action. Brothers and sisters, at this point in time, for the first time, and when I tell you that for the first time, Labrie is going to come home to the United Workers' Party. You heard a man on the platform in Dennery tell you that you should check Jadia's DNA and her father's DNA, and you would realize that Mr. Francisco Jean-Pierre could not be Jadia's father. I don't want to say too much on that, but I sure Mr. Francisco Jean-Pierre will have a lot to tell you. Mr. Jean-Pierre, come and suck it to the people, brother.
Mama Dennery, bonsoir. Maman Flambeau, bonsoir. Dennery South, si la n'y a une raison qu'il faut aussi poser votre flambeau, c'est parce que là-bas, oui, caille pour en élection ça. Ou peut assurer, les CTO sur un point, là où il y a un result là, l'abri will be home. Ouais, moi, je ne vais pas parler about parole d'Alson et DNA Jedia. Moi, cette ici, nous parlons deux langages. Nous parlons créole, nous parlons anglais. Mais d'Alson, nous parlons bêtises. So, ou pas rester prétend et répondre bêtises. Mais ce n'est pas tout chien qui happe ou supposé répondre. Mais de là, ou ni pour répondre tout. Je vais répondre dans le son about DNA, je dis. Je touché dans le son en l'autre matière. Peut-être en matière qui top plus près de chez moi. Là, dans le son, regardez, c'est nous-là, ces femmes-là qui sont plus importants à l'industrie touristique ici. Taxi drivers. Et dans le son, regardez nous, et qui couillent nous voler. Les foyers, c'est. Bon, dernière manière, là, il n'est pour destroyer un homme. Il n'est pour faire parler bêtises et faire venir fou. Eh bien, dans le son, haka fou. Un homme qui était un taxi driver, il était président Souffre Taxi Association. Rodia Idou, c'est taxi driver tout seul, chasse n'est qu'à payer gros l'argent pour courir l'élection. Mais le foyer, c'est. Ça dans son quoi? Tout taxi driver c'est kakakal baski en tête. Est-ce qu'il dans son passage, là ni nombre intelligent en industrie taxi cette ici? But however, what is most surprising to me is that the man that is supposed to be representing the interests of taxi in St. Lucia, the National Taxi Union, have remained mute. He have not said a word about Dalson's comment. I think if the president of the National Taxi Union will not defend the honorable men and women in the taxi sector, he should resign. And I challenge him. And this party, the United Workers' Party, when we are returning to office, will put clear policies to dictate and direct the taxi sector in St. Lucia. We will bring back incentives that were taken away from us by this administration. Le foyer c'est, moi servi comme président de taxi pour 6 années. Et moi goumé pour taxi secteur venir aller yo level pour nous supposer une recognition. The PS for Tourism wrote me and told me that they are going to suspend the duty-free allowance for 3 months. Ikala sous 3 années. PS taxi driver passe à une concession cette ici. I am telling you, my brothers and sisters in the taxi sector, that change is coming and hope is coming. Trust me. I will see to it that we get a much better service from your government and your party, the United Workers' Party. Dennery has been a village that from a young man of age 18 in 1978, when I first worked as a fireman, that I used to frequent Dennery very much. And Dennery, I think, is a place where my colleagues and my friends in Dennery always used to say, the wise men from the east. Eh bien, moi, quoi, ou suppose qu'il y a assez wisdom à Dennery pour venir voter by ST. Ou t'en as jeune qui m'a dit comme ça. ST is for all. les frères et sœurs, nous avons une situation pour la pêche. C'est la pêche qui est plus gros sector en Dennery. And we have a serious problem in the fishing industry today, where the fishermen and the fisher folks cannot get the money from the fisheries complex. Kenny Anthony te dit gouvernement ça paye ces mouna because of ça paye. On dit nous avons une situation qui la pani yon fisheries cooperative en cette ici qui pas ni problème pour joindre l'argent from fisheries complex. I can reassure you, under United Workers Party, we are going to take care of that. And Brother Ezekiel Joseph will tell you more about the plans that we have for the fishing and the agricultural sector. Les frères et sœurs, the Prime Minister in waiting is coming in. Put your hands together for the Prime Minister in waiting. Les frères et sœurs, moi pas jeune, même si vous regardez jeune. So moi have assez de l'eau cette ici. Et moi do from 1978, moi I frequent Dennery very often. The St. Lucia Labour Party has won the Dennery seat more often than the United Workers Party. But you can see the difference that Honorable Edmond Estefan has brought into Dennery. And like he said, Este is for all. And that is what total quality representation is all about. You represent your people to the fullest. Este pas qu'à parler de Dieu, mais este qu'à travailler. However, I think that the current nominee for the St. Lucia Labour Party, a young man I know very well, a young man I can even call a brother, but unfortunately, when I decide to walk away from Labour, that is when my brother decided to join this unholy alliance. I am saying to you that when we decide that we are going to put God first, the St. Lucia Labour Party heavily criticized us for going to church. Mais peut-être je vais sac parler ba yo. Mais à présent tous les dimanches yo toute la messe. Mais yo dit la messe à chez votre. Les frères et sœurs ou ka aller n'importe côté là on ni pour sauver la m'pote yé poto ni pour aller. And there is absolutely nothing wrong in going to church, because in this party we put God first. We put God first. And it is God who bring up kings, and it is God who put down kings. Chaque fois que je écoute Dr. Anthony, je dis yes, Dr. Anthony qui a peut-être. Dr. Anthony a the whole nation qui dit élection ça c'est about the Labour Party and the Chasnays. Le fois c'est là où de l'histoire, c'est Chasnay à cette liste. Ça y a fait by cette liste, c'est mettre travail en pays. Et si Alan Chasnay joue une chance avec l'autre vision et plan Alan Chasnay, la pani pièce manière, nous ça allait plus derrière parce qu'on nous y a à présent. My brothers and sisters, a party which was supposed to be for the workers has become anti-worker. And that is what the Labour Party has become. In the history of St. Lucia, first time ever, the Labour Party proposed to decrease the salary of its employees when VAT was implemented at 15%. Isn't that ridiculous? I am saying to you, we of the United Workers' Party will put everything right. We will decrease on VAT, and we will see to it that the people of this country pani pour lever tous les beaux matins et savent qui côté ou kay joindre en l'autre mille. Without a doubt, things are tough, and our people are suffering. Look at the suicidal rate. Les foyers c'est les Alan di ou ite marché chantitong. Et qui dou sa yon jeune madame te dit. Yo vie de et yo paye un jeune madame pour venir bay un statement. Si moi dou sa yon vin di mon office moi, il sort vie for vin a tel aboui. Là il sorti là. Moi pas de choice. Passer de l'eau coulant chez moi. Because our people are suffering. We need to bring economic relief to the young men and women of St. Lucia. And the one way we can do that is to see that the country go forward by putting policies in place whereby this country can develop. And I am saying to you, tonight, Dennery South, you need to give Esther a second chance, because Esther is a man of the people. And I am telling you, the more reason why you should vote for the United Workers' Party, because this time around, Labri will be with you. Eh bien, adou labo oui même. Ou ka fait seulement, c'est UWP qui est power clé pour ka traiter yo. Ba y pas même show. Toute force qui a fait, c'est yo qui a fait. So I'm telling you, I'm leaving this with you tonight. Remember, vote for Esther. Make sure you give Esther your support on election day. Esther for all. Good evening, everybody.
On y pour dormir même caloge là pour connaître monnaie pour camoufler. Francisco was sleeping in the same house, so he know all labor tricks. He helped Labour win election in Library, and he realized that Labour is not a party for the people. So he came into the United Workers' Party, a party which is committed to the development of St. Lucia, a party which is committed to putting its people to work. That's why he is now on the platform of the United Workers' Party. And now, I want to call a man from Dennery South, a man who ran the elections once upon a time in Dennery South, and he will come here tonight, and he will tell you to give Esther for all, Edmond Estefan, a third chance, brothers and sisters. I now call on Dr. Jovita St. Mark to address you. Put your hands together for Dr. St. Mark.
That thing, oh, okay, yeah. Before I start, let me give you all some bad news that we have just received. The Honorable, well, he's not Honorable now, but the past Honorable Spider Montout's mother-in-law died. So we will observe a minute of silence before I start. This minute starts now. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Well, finally, we are at that stage again. And before I start, let me just correct the speaker before me. He said, let us give Esther a second chance. But we are giving him and the United Workers' Party a third chance in Dennery South, not second. We want to make a special plea to our supporters, not only in Dennery South, but around the country. Put your differences aside and let us rally to the cause of your party, because we need to win this election to see St. Lucia where it is supposed to be. While saying this, various labor speakers have come to Dennery, and they even try to educate us on our history. We have the Honorable Minister of Health, who come here and scream a lot and make a lot of noise about the hospital and this and that. We are grateful that they were able to change the physical structure of the hospital. But the hospital has not improved in any way its services. We know what our hospital used to be. So we do not need no Babylonian to come and educate us as to what we had as a hospital. I'm sorry. We of the United Workers' Party, we need to show the Labour Party that we are not stupid. We are not stupid at all. We have a leader on the other side who was installed. When we brought in a new leader who was elected, he fell like this. You were not elected, you were installed. You all kicked Hunt in his butt, throw him out, and brought in Kenny Anthony. But we didn't do that. We elected at a party convention a leader in Alan Shastney. Après nous faire ça, yo kababi. Le yo te install Kenny UWP bababi. Nobody hein. Ça is affaire yo. Okay? So we have a leader now who is going to take us to victory in the upcoming elections. And we must rally and we must support one and all Mr. Alan Shastney. Kenny Anthony in the last election said that the election, what is the last election, I think, yeah? Because Isam se jousa le bapa ni election ek party. Yo ka ni election ek moun. So in the last election, I think it was, he said that this election would be between the
St. Lucia Labour Party and Richard Frederick. Well, somehow that died, but now the issue now has come that it is between the St. Lucia Labour Party and the Chasnays. What is wrong with the leader of Labour? What problem does he have with the Chasnays? I don't know if you can remember, when Labour won the election in '97, Michael Chasney was an advisor to Kenny Anthony. And Michael Chasney, when Kenny Anthony made his first mistake by spending $6 million in Kokodan, which was a wasted project, Michael Chasney had his back. Like Michael Chasney, tiwe monale do misye, he let us forget about Kokodan and $6 million. Let's talk about shadow investments. Because Michael Chasney was at the time the chairman of NDC. Actuellement, où compte nom ça la tellement, ou vle faire élection, ou cap dit élection ça, kay ant Labour Party ex moun ça? No. That is the kind of gratitude that Kenny Anthony has shown. Now, what you will realize on this platform is that we are not going to talk about people. We will try to address the issues facing the country. The thing about it is that sometimes people become the issue. And if you become the issue, you will not get away. We will deal with you. We will take you on here on the United Workers' Party platform. The leader of the Labour Party is somewhat of a dictator. And I don't know if you can remember when the negotiations between the public service and the government was going on, what they did. You had a trade union congress, they divided the fellas, make them come one by one, Kuyese Nosla, Dio 0.4%. Kuyese fireman 0.4%. Kuye tout moun. Public service Dio pavle 4% la, ek nou kay point a wage freeze. Me ou sav sa mi se fe? I di non, ma ha bay tout moun 4%, so ma ka bay zot li tou. E yo pate vle, eh? That is the work of a dictator. You give this man a chance, and tomorrow, St. Lucia may not even be yours. And we have to make sure that we get this gentleman out of power in St. Lucia. The St. Lucia Labour Party, when they came into power in '79, I don't know, because there are a lot of young people here, I'm sure that anybody under 40 would not know that the village councils were elected. It means that when the time had come, you go to the polls, I mean, people campaign just like we're campaigning now, and go to the people to support them to be members of the council. There's a book almost 40 years down the road, we still have this same situation where they just take people and put on a village council representing the court. But it's not representing the village. It's representing the party in power. And that is what is happening. C'est pour ça yo fait. Okay? And we now, I am exhorting my party to make a pledge that we are going to go back to those days when we will elect our local government, the people we want to represent us on the village council. Brothers and sisters, we have a long way to go. We don't know when the election is going to be. We suspect that it is going to be sooner rather than later. I remember watching sitting of the House where the Honorable Prime Minister was giving guys some stick So he said that his mothers and them have a phrase, and the phrase is Tibayopan Satima. And his thing was, he cannot, he cannot coin an English phrase to that phrase. And I want to remind the leader of the Labour Party that he started off with his $6 million fiasco at the end of the airport. Then they had the cost overruns. Then they had Rochamel. Then they had Helene. Then they had a list of things that they did that were bad. So papa guy, so masadi guy pan santi, ma have si guy ni sentiment opa. Mais moi ça dit that ki si guy pan sentiment, can he pli pan ni sentiment. Brothers and sisters, you will hear from me again. I thank you very much and good night.
Thank you, Brother Jovita. Mr. DJ, you fall asleep or what? Brothers and sisters, you heard a man from Dennery. He gave you a history of the politics in St. Lucia, especially a lecture for those who were born after 1979. Because what I've noticed is that the St. Lucia Labour Party is trying to play on the minds of the youth. They try to make you believe that everything that was done in St. Lucia was done by the St. Lucia Labour Party, and that the United Workers' Party is a violent party and will take you through violent elections. But you must tell the St. Lucia Labour Party to look into the mirror and tell the people of St. Lucia what preceded 1979 and after 1979, between 1979 and 1982, brothers and sisters. At this time, I will bring a lady to the platform to address you. Kenny is afraid of that lady, brothers and sisters. That is a lady who stood firm when Kenny wanted to reduce the salaries of the workers of this country. I now want to present to you Madam Mary Isaac.
Over the years I watched his deterioration. Just couldn't stand by idly and say it's a shame. Someone or something in this land has to be blamed. Politics for one and politicians for the other. Make sure the good of this land don't stay together. How could some place so good turn out so bad? Where is the love in this land that we once had? Somebody teeth in this soul of a nation. Somebody gone with the love that we had. Somebody teeth in this soul of a nation. Somebody driving this country mad. And we, yes, you and me.
Bonsoir, maman, c'est ici. Bonsoir, tout le monde. Catherine North, Catherine South, moi, ça vous in the house. Moi, savent that qui tout Jean Dennery aimé ST. En soya, moi, toute couleur vini et puis ST. Red, white, blue, green, yellow. C'est ST for all. Dernière élection, Mabay Dennery. Après l'élection, on a chanté Ding Dong Bell. Est-ce que tu as changé ça? Yo te ka dit stay in the well. Est-ce que tombé en well là? Est pas jamais tombé en well là. Qui moun qui tombé en well là? Labour Party. So l'autre quoi autres qui chanter ding dong bell. Labour in the well. Puisque l'autre élection commencé. Yo ka dit nous divided, mais l'autre yo kouye élection. Yo pas ka kouye, yo pas kouye. Mais yo obligé kouye. Et puis les autres yo kouye. Zot kay sa chanter ding dong bell, Labour in the well. Yo ka di este pa ka parler. Yo ka di este pa ka parler. Mais Jean Dennery zot savent. Si la ni yon moun ki ja représente zot, c'est este. Moi changé, la yo kouye World Cup cricket, ma sav si zot ka changé ça. United Workers Party te en power. Et puis tout le monde cette ici qui partait ça afford un ticket pour aller garder World Cup, te ka joindre un ticket for free. Tout public servant te ka kouye ST, yo te ka kouye Spider. Et pour te ka un ticket pour rien ou pas te ka ni pour acheter ticket. Puisque plutôt pour yo partes vendre ce ticket ya, United Workers Party te ka bay moun ki passe afford un ticket pour yo te sa aller World Cup. Ko sa le ba entrer en power ou ça qui fait? Ces stands là te ka vide beau séjour. Yo pas te ka bay yo malheureux un ticket pour free. Yo di yo kay bay better days, mais celle better days mamay set li si jawe, c'est en bas United Workers Party. Bon outan yo tout ka vini ek yo ka di, nous ka parler, nous pas ka di ki plan nou ni bay set li si. Ki moun ki teni yon plan, ki moun ki teni yon plan, ban nou set li si. Pate sa John? John Compton c'est seul premier ministre qui tenait un 10-year plan by Jean Saint-Lucie. Et John Compton parle encore, mais vous savez ça qui fait? Seul will moi savent John Compton quitté by United Workers Party. C'est plan tenir by Saint-Lucie. Nous ni plan. Et puis les baves savent qui ça plan yé. Mais nous pas qu'à dire qui ça plan yé. Les nous pas c'est les nous qui dit qui ça plan yé by Saint-Lucie. Actuellement là nous voulons savoir tout même nous qui venir ensemble. C'est ça qui fait nous qui venir joindre autres tout au en Saint-Lucie. Nous allons dans la messe, dans différentes constituencies, tous les dimanches. Nous allons dans différentes constituencies. Nous allons venir joindre tout le monde à terre, dans l'église, côté bon Dieu caillé, pour nous empêcher pièces de mou, empêcher nous faire ça nous qu'à faire. Mais ça a gêné les bas partis. Bon Dieu a gêné yo, l'église a gêné yo. Yo j'ai dit nous qu'à aller l'église garder pour vote. Qui moun qui ça aller l'église garder pour vote? Nous pas besoin aller l'église garder pour vote. UWP ni plus même passer les bas jamais ni. Quand y a celle ça nous voulons. Nous voulons tout le monde nous sortir dehors et puis venir voter parti en dans la next election. Avec nous savons, maman il est tellement désappointé en dit dans les bas, qui yo tout qui viennent joindre nous et puis yo qui vote les bas dehors. Maman Dennery, Maman Saint-Lucie, Maman Flambeau, et puis Maman Leba, puisque moi savent nous ni Maman Leba là. Zotni a rep a dit dans ST qui a toujours de bout pour zot. Il pas obligé qu'à dire un chay bagay. Yo ka dit comme ça ST passe à parler parlement. Yo ka dit ST passe à parler parlement. Mais parlement, ça là même, c'est une magie. C'est seulement magie qui a allé en disant parlement. Il pas matter qui ça nous dit en parlement. Toute manière, at the end of the day, the eyes have it. So il pas matter même si ST parle, et bien même si ST pas parler. Ça pas qu'il fait pièce différence. Mais côté ST besoin parler. ST ka parler. Et puis Jean Dennery savent, les ST parler, ST ka représenter Jean Dennery. So, maman, c'est ici. Moi, ni anti go oui moi soir au kay ni pour taper puis moi. Maman, c'est ici. Do not let your heart be troubled. Let not your heart be troubled when you hear them saying, we are divided. Toute manière, ou ka jwen un problème, les moun ni pour voter moun en power. So ça nous ka faire, nous ni un selection process qui démocratique. Depuis nous ka select un candidate, c'est constituency group là qui ka select candidate là. Et puis UWP, des trois moun, combien de moun qui voulait, ça mettait quoi en l'air pour yo sa courir élection. Mais est-ce que ça qu'a fait et puis Labour Party? Yo dit yo ni sélection, mais celle bagay nou tan, yo ka lanchon moun pa ici. Yo ka lanchon l'autre pa là. Nous pouvons jamais tan la ni pièce sélection les baja fait. Mais yo challenge un candidat Dennery. Combien de monde qui allé through selection process ça là? Yo seul monde qui kanek handpick mouni vle et puis ka kite yo koui bay leba. Mais nous pas qu'à faire ça. Flambeau c'est un parti qui démocratique. So toute manière zot kaitan anti-bay ka ale. But at the end of the day, si yo ka di nous divided, di yo pour kouye élection, et gade si nous divided. Kenny, kouye élection, maman set li si jalas souffert. Plutôt pour autres ka quitter ces moun nan souffert comme ça. Et puis autres ka ba yo jambon qui pas bon pour Noël. Ces moun nan besoin travail pour quoi yo? Pour yo s'acheter jambon yo sous padje. Yo pas les autres mener non nem brand jambon ba yo. Et bien qui pas ni pièce expiry date à souy. So nous pas savent qui ça nous ka manger ya. Nous pas savons qui ça yo ka mené ban nous cette ici. Semaine passée, Maman Dennery, Labour Party, by Maman Saint-Lucie, roti shells. Côté roti shell la sorti, côté sorti, roti shell la sorti, à sous cruise ship là. Roti shell yo te ka jete à sous chip là, les bas partis savent manière Maman Saint-Lucie fin, puisque yo pas ka ban nou travail, yo bay se moun nan se roti shell là. Zot savent ki le roti shell là ka expire. In 4 weeks, Rotichel la ka expire. Ou jamais ten ça? Et ka sous label la yo di yo passe à refreeze Rotichel la. So yo te supposé manger tout Rotichel ça là, même jour. Mais l'année moun qui ni Rotichel toujours en dedans fridge yo. Est-ce les bas ka try tuer d'autres Saint-Lucien puisque yo passe à nous et nous? Est-ce que ça les bas ka fait? So yo passe à nous travail, yo passe à nous et nous passe à nous et quoi nous. So yo ka try d'autres train notre Saint-Lucien avant l'autre élection. Bon maman Flabo, Zotan, Guy Joseph, Dizot, yo tiye 40,000 names à sous voters list là. Mais actuellement, electoral office la ka vini, et puis yo ka fait ou comprendre, même si non, yo tiwe non ek mette ya sous list là, si ou vini on election day, ou sa still vote. So pour ti yo tiye se non ça là ek mette ya sous on l'autre list. Si c'est moun nan sa still vote, pour ti yo pas te just quitter non se moun nan kote ye ya, so that se moun nan sa vini vote kon la koutim. La ni yo koko maka comme ça. Exot ni pour ça veille pour ça jou election. Avec yon ni en mess, yo ka pad voters list la. Yon ni tout moun ki mort sous list la. Yon ni tout students qui pas encore 18 years old à sous list la. Avec yon ni tout élèves yo en dedans electoral office la. Qui a fait toute vieille qualité coco macaque passer ba yo pour yo sa gagner l'autre élection. So nous ni pour veiller yo. Nous ni pour veiller yo. Mais pas matin ça yo fait. Pas matin ça yo dit. Yo sa prend l'argent du fali et puis bay moun yo vle. Pour l'argent. Si yo ka bay autres l'argent, pour l'argent. Et que les autres fini, votez yo dehors. Même quand nous avons fait élection avant dernière élection. So maman Dennery m'a tient nous trop longtemps puisque voit moi pas déjà bon. Moi voulais remind vous encore that qui est c'est un homme qui a aidé tout le monde. Le ou vle este pas kadou ay parler by secretary. Ou sa hen este n'importe côté yak ou sa parler by este. So maman Flabo, maman Saint-Lucie, yo vle zot mette nom ki ni go nom en place. Yo vle zot mette moun ki kay fe akodi, yo connaît tout bagay. Esther is cool and calm. Esther c'est un homme, he is on the ground with his people. Avec moi j'ai dit c'est mon nan qui ka dit, Esther pas sa mene bacon na home na. That ki don't let your heart be troubled. Esther is going to bring the bacon home once again. So when that bell rings, ding dong bell. Make sure that Esther is in the house and labor is in the well. Good night. God bless.
Good night. Nice to be back here. Put your hand up. Let me see these hands. We won't jump. Every day I sit down and watch
The Iron Lady, brothers and sisters. We have to move along. I can have a whole meeting because I have so much to tell you. You will hate some other time. At this time, I would like to introduce the candidates who are on stage tonight. I will start with Mr. Francisco Jean-Pierre Labrie, This is the man who will replace Alvan Jean-Baptiste. From Babuno, we have one of our deputy leaders, Mr. Ezekiel Joseph. Nom la yo volé élection qui passé. We have from Soufrière, Mr. Herod Stanislas. Ah, that's so. Ou kay las pa les bêtises. From Vieux-Fort South, we have the cool and calm Dr. Eric Mondesi, who made Kenny sweat in the 2006 election. From Castries Central, the first seat that will come home, Mr. Peterson Francis. No, we're not changing the currency in St. Lucia. You know we have a new currency in St. Lucia called the Jufas. When Mary Isaac from Castries South come into office, we will be spending EC dollars and not Jufas. Miss Mary Isaac. From Ansley, Canoes, we have the small axe, Mr. Dominic Fede. You know small axe that's cut big trees. From Mikud North, we have one of our deputy leaders and who's going to be one of our deputy prime ministers, Auntie Gail. Auntie Gail. You have not endorsed yet, but she will be taking the water boy. He can speak every day, but he cannot become the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. She will be taking on Philippe in Castries East. We have Miss Fortuna Belrose. And you heard the name well, Fortuna. You know what a fortune is. Brothers and sisters, we have your very own from Dennery South, Esther for all, Edmond Estefan. No, I'm not coming up here if I cannot introduce our opposition leader in the Senate, Mr. Andy Daniel. The people of Dennery North will have a choice when the time comes to decide if they want him as the candidate. But I will introduce our senator in charge, our leader in the Senate, Andy Daniel. Aye. It is a fight between the Labour Party and the Chasseurs. Brothers and sisters, Kenny have never invested in anything in St. Lucia. Bear that in mind. I want to know which one of you Kenny have given a job in his company. I never had a Chasseurs asking you whether you're red or you yellow for you to get a job. Brothers and sisters, your next Prime Minister, Alan Chasseurs. My candidates, you may have a seat. And now, I want to call on Esther's brother to address you, Senator Andy Daniel.
The time has come. The hour is near. I ask you to join on that flabo train. Let no one fool you. Let no one take that ticket from you. Join the United Workers' Party. Tonight, my brothers and sisters, I once again declare that I, Andy Daniel, I am a Shasne. When I see you in your yellow shirts, when I see you carrying the emblem of the United Workers' Party, when I see you raising the flag, I know that you are also a Shasne. So therefore, the next election is an election between the St. Lucia Labour Party and every single one of us, for we are all Shasnes. So tell Kenny, go back with that. Tell Kenny, we shall stand firm along with our political leader and defend him and protect him from all the nastiness, from all the attacks he will send against our political leader, Alan Shasney. We shall stand firm because we are one of the Shasneys. In the budget debate of 2012, I believe. So when Labour at this time boasting about the Taiwanese funds and all the projects they're doing in the community development program, tell them they enjoying it because Esther in that budget debate, he said, what is this thing between China and Taiwan? We must Taiwan. Do you remember that statement made by Edmund Estefan? And from that day, the United Workers' Party signed the agreement. And from that day, St. Lucia has been benefiting from the Taiwanese funds. All because of the man they say that cannot talk. May Estefan Panipupale. Because his words, his actions, his movement, the way he danced, the way he moved, the way he grew speaks for himself. Esther, you will remember Dennery South. You should remember the state of this high street before Edmund Estefan came into power in 2006. You should remember that. The change that has taken place in Dennery and Lakai. They have roads in Lakai which Estefan now calls the Lakai Inner Road. I never thought in my lifetime a vehicle would have driven on this road. Bolo Bell. It was difficult to walk up this hill. Now you can drive up this hill. All because of Este. And Este is for all. So, we've had the last 4 years of a Labour Party. We've had 4 years of Labour Party. 15% VAT killing us. And Kenny would stand in the house and stand and make speeches and say businesses are not closing because of VAT. Ask him to just come to Dennery and ask all the Labourites and their shops are closing right across this place. Ask him. Ask him. We have 50% unemployment among young people. send your children to school. Many of you can't even take care of yourself when you fall sick. And they do not want us to say things are bad in this country. But I'm saying to you, change is coming. Change is coming because the United Workers' Party will bring change to this country. Change, you will not change his hair. Because that will not be affecting you when change is there. You will not change his hair because all of you that want a job will be able to find a job. That's when you know change is there. You will not change his hair when you fall sick or your loved ones are sick and you go to St. Jude's Hospital and you could get Panadols and you get a doctor to take care of you. You will not change his hair when our students, our children will get an education that is competitive with every other school in an education system in this world. You will not change his hair. You will not change his hair because Bartley, the remand population at Bartley will be reduced. You not change his hair. You not change his hair when the farmers can produce and their crops will be sold and they will earn a living. You not change his hair. So my brothers and sisters, you will not change his hair because you, when you go to the poll, whenever election is called, you would have made the change by voting the United Workers' Party. That's when you know change is there. You see, my brothers and sisters, they say there is something in a name. And they talk about the name Gideon. And they say there's something special in that name. Then if there is something special in the name, I say the name Daniel, there is something special in the name because Daniel came out of the lion's den. But you see, tonight, brothers and sisters, is not about Daniel, it's about Edmund Estefan. So let me say something about the name. I know Gideon because at the time I attended the Dennery Primary School, I think that's the time he started teaching there. But that's the name I knew him at school. But the name I got to know him by whilst walking the Dennery South community is Pharaoh. So if his name is Pharaoh and he's representing the St. Lucia Labour Party, Edmund Estefan is Moses. And Moses, as far as I can recall from my Bible, sent everything to Pharaoh to say, listen, ease up on our people. So, tonight the message is being sent to Pharaoh. Moses is telling Pharaoh, let our people go. as we are gathered here tonight, we must send that message through Pharaoh to the head, to Labour, to Kenny Anthony. Let our people go. The time is now. And my brothers and sisters, as we gather here tonight, I ask you to remain focused, to keep your faith in the United Workers' Party. Forget about yesterday. I ask you to join us. So I say this to you. Take our hands and run with us out of the past of yesterday and walk with me into the future of tomorrow. Yesterday must be forgot. No looking back. No matter what, there's nothing there but memories that bring sorrow. Mama Flabo, tell Pharaoh, let our people go. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together, family, if you like love them. Our candidate for Castries Southeast, Guy Joseph. Wouldn't you like to see Andy more as your pastor than a lawyer? Andy can be both a pastor and a lawyer. Right, Andy? And even a singer, he told me to. So in the next Grammy Awards, you will see Andy. Brothers and sisters, I want you to say after me, for St. Lucia to grow, Labour must go. For St. Lucia to grow, I want you to say the second line. I will say, for St. Lucia to grow, I didn't hear you. For Labour, for St. Lucia to grow, for St. Lucia to grow, I want you young people to keep that in your head. For St. Lucia to grow. Now you have heard an excuse for our candidate for Grosley, who had a death in the family and he couldn't make it. I want to assure you, by next weekend, you will hear of your candidate for Choiseul, your candidate for Dennery North, and your candidate for Beaufort North, brothers and sisters. You will see on that platform on the next time, you will see 17 united candidates, brothers and sisters. 17 united candidates. And you will see a campaign in St. Lucia that you have never seen before. At this time, I know Kenny must go, and he has to go. He must go. And Dr. Eric Bondezi will make sure Kenny go. Where are you sending him? You're keeping him in St. Lucia or you're sending him to Trinidad? Tell me. Brothers and sisters, I now want to present to you Dr. Ulrich Mondesi.
Messieurs, Jean Dennery chaud. Bah les savent de chaud comme ça. Me savent Jean aimé ST. Mais quand tu entends ça là, that grand entrance is telling me ST Jean entré. I am enjoying it here tonight. And I welcome everybody here tonight. Tonight is our night. And as Ozzy said, come the election, all 17 members will be on this platform. And when they appear there, all of them will win. We will knock Labour out 17 not. We'll pay them back. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to be announcing tonight. Very happy to be here tonight on this platform under the leadership of Mr. Alan Chasney. This is your leader and this is your Prime Minister, and all of us will walk behind him and he will bring that Workers' Party to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Mamai Flabo, the United Workers' Party is ready. They're ready to govern. They are. And they will take you to the top of the mountain, just as Sir John promised you when he won in 2006. Unfortunately, he said, I will take you to the mountain top, but I will not be here with you. It was true. This was a man, this was a leader, and he guarded and guided the United Workers' Party with all of his heart. He came in 2006 at 82, and he died for a cause, put Kenny Anthony out. We went back and we put him in, and that's the price we pay. A price of ingratitude. That's the price we pay. And that's the price we pay for our silence. In the face of all kinds of poverty, we remain silent. Don't get angry at poverty. Get angry at the St. Lucia Labour Party. Don't let poverty anger you. Get angry at the St. Lucia Labour Party for putting you in that dungeon of shame today. We have to apologize for the entire nation for bringing back a government that Sir John helped, with the help of God, to put out of St. Lucia. But we are back. The Labour Party is out. The United Workers' Party is in. And I'll say one thing. The dog will rock in Beaufort South. And I'm saying it to you, I will put him out. He's just sorti. He's just sorti. My dear people. No. We'll turn. Anyway, leave that like that. Now we have a leader. When Alan Chasney was reorganizing the party, he had enemies, adversaries, attacked his way he was doing it, both from outside his party and from inside his party. And they said, the United Workers' Party is divided. Alan was reuniting the Workers' Party and get rid of the people who had special interest in themselves and they had their own personal agenda, and not to love the people but to have the love for power. That's what they had in them.
But they're out now. Those who repented are back in. But I'll say something. It is better we have 100 enemies out of the house than to have one inside the house. That's the danger. And that's the mistake we make. But under this leadership, this jealous leadership, this will not be. We have a leader now. This leader will take you from the dungeon of shame, from scandal and scandal created by St. Lucia Labour Party. Scandal upon scandal, disrespecting the name that John Compton worked so hard for. And now we have turned this country into a dungeon of shame. This leader will stop it and restore respect to the people of St. Lucia, that when they travel and they reach the airport and they go to immigration, they will allow simply to say, "You from St. Lucia? Go along." This new leader will put an end, and a real end he'll put, to the long years of captivity the Labour Party had you here. Slaves will put a long end to that captivity of slavery and will turn you to the freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of understanding in this country. We have a leader who will take you from the joblessness we have in this country and can assure you that at least all of us will be able to work and put bread and butter on the table for our people. The time has come, and now is the time. The results of this election depends upon you, not only us, but all of us. Because you know what happened? With the help of God, God shaped us, but the St. Lucia Labour Party government deformed us when God formed us. We now have a leader who will reform us and bring us back to where we belong. Has to be. So the winning of this election has to become true. You will make it true. You will make it true for you. Not only for me or him, for you, all of us, for your children, the unborn and the unforeseen. That is what we're working for. When Alan Chasney decided to reform the party, what is wrong? He didn't do it because he had the love for power. He was doing it because he had the power to love the people of this country. All the criticisms he took, he accepted it because of his leadership. He learned, he listens, he yearns, and he will lead us where we shall go with the help of God. God is in power. For God said in the Bible, when you're governed by evil, your people will perish. But when you're governed by the righteous, your people will rejoice. That's what he said. This will happen. Now, we're looking at our health service in this country. The health service is worse than ever has been. Even the 60s were better. Now, I'll tell you something. I'm a medical doctor. For 30 years, I've served the districts of this country. I've worked in all the areas in the south of this country. And I can tell you the difficulties the people are encountering in the health service. Let me give you a couple. There's a lady who came to me with kidney failure. I gave her a letter of passion. And this letter of passion was to be taken to St. Jude. Her husband called me a few weeks after and said, "Doc, can you come to see my mother?" Now, I always respond when there is a crisis in the health of anybody. It's told so, I know so, and the people know so. When I enter the room, I saw this lady as huge as the bed, full of fluid, busting at the seams from fluid inside of her. I said, Mom, where is the letter I gave you? She said, I gave it to them. What did they do? They tell me, come back, come back, come back. And that is where I am today. I gave her another letter, a rude one. That's when they admitted her for dialysis. Next, there's a lady with cancer, terminal cancer. The doctor called me from Southernbus and said, Doc, I can't sleep at nights. My mother is not sleeping. She's in pain all night. I have 3 children. I have to go to work in the morning. I don't think the manager will understand the distress that I am in. I am the breadwinner. You know why she was sent home? With pain and put so much distress on the daughter? Simply because they said no beds at the hospital. Case 3, my mother. My mother left the Tapia Hospital and sat there for 5 hours to get an ambulance. Well, I got angry because I love my mother. And when it touched my mother, it touched me. And as Martin Luther King said, I will submit to you that if a man has not discovered something to die for, he's not fit to live. Well, I was fit to live that day. I was fit to live that day. I picked up the phone and I called all the big boys. I said, get my mother an ambulance. If you don't get her an ambulance, you shall have me revealing the words of Martin Luther King. All calls came true. That's a woman who had 11 children. She mothered 11 children. 10 boys, 1 girl. 7 of them entering St. Mary's College. I am teaching a few of them at St. Mary's College then. She paid for the school. 88 years old. All she asked for was an ambulance to take her 3 miles away from Tapia. Is that right? If it happened to her, and I am a doctor and I have the power to do what I want to do, what about you and you and you and you? It happened to me. What about you? Ask yourself that question. Case again. I have a friend, I went to see his wife at the hospital, just had surgery. She's in pain. While I'm there, I am seeing the husband walking in to the desk, the nurse's desk. I walked to the desk, I said, my boy, what is it do you have in your hands? He says, boy, doc, medicine. Medicine? What type? Painkillers? I said, painkillers? You had to buy painkillers at M&C to give to your wife? Look, don't let me go on because according to Alan, Mokai Fashe! Ek Fashe! Ek pa from a pre-Fashe! Nonsense. And you have this Minister of Health always coming with a passionate face, crying for the people. I did all that, all of this, and did all that. The people are happy. Everything is nice. What's nice? What's nice? You know what happens? This Minister of Health forgets that I am a doctor, experienced for 30 years. I looking at TV and you're lying to the people. Yeah? Instead of doing what you're supposed to do for the people, you're talking about pedigrees? Pedigrees? What was that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Talk and talk and talk and talk. Talk cannot put bread and butter on the table for the people. Talk cannot give them back their lives. Talk cannot give the diabetic his kidneys back. Talk cannot give the diabetic his legs amputated back. Talk cannot give back the eyesight of the people who are diabetic. Talk can't do that. He has never done that before. I'll tell you something, and that's a message for her. A liar is never believed, even though he speaks the truth once. Never believed. Tucker give the loved ones back the life they have taken away from her. Give the people service they have worked for, service they need, and do not tell me you are turning the hospital into that dungeon of shame and suffering. Zot pauvre, si zot pauvre, n'importe moun ki pauvre, toi ka mwen jwenn dans un pays avec tout, et mon politics aussi. Mais plus en politics, plus you try to pigeon. Pigeon. But anyone who tries to squeeze me is walking on fire. Fire. Try to squeeze me. I will show you the words of Martin Luther King Jr. My dear people, I have too many to say in the health service. At St. Jude's, you walk all around, warning signs. Don't pass here. Don't pass there. Some things are falling from the roof. Every day is Papa c'est là, Papa c'est là. Plywood block up the place. I went to St. Jude's and I had to go all around to find the entrance. Where to go? I told the nurses, with this nonsense in this place, you will have to have compassion on the sick people. Come together, join yourselves, and go and demonstrate for the sufferings of the sick man in the hospital. Don't always demonstrate for money. Don't always demonstrate for that. Demonstrate for the people, the feelings of the sick man. Give him his health back. You have to suffer to become healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see a change from the hypocrisy of the St. Lucia Payer Party government, vote them out. Put it into your hearts. Remember my words. Remember the sufferings I speak about. Remember the sufferings of my own mother. Get out and vote them out. Do it. And I will show you when I get in there how things will change. Change is coming. Change is here. And we are going to form the next government of this country. My dear people, you know, let me say one more thing before I step down from this podium. There are 36 patients for dialysis at St. Jude. 36. There are 6 dialysis machines. Breaks down every day. One man fixes them. Poor fella. You can guarantee breakdown machines to clean the blood of a sick man with no kidneys? You don't expect that. And every week you have 2 or 3 add up to that again. My dear people, Mamai Flabo, don't forget the story, the truth I gave to you about the sufferings of the people in the health service in this country. I won't go further. Thank you very much. We shall meet again.
Yes, brothers and sisters, you heard Dr. Mondesi. Now we have to put a doctor to run Beaufort. Because after Kenny lose, he will need a doctor to take care of him. Brothers and sisters, I want to remind the doc, when you give bicycles to policemen to climb up hills, they must pay digress. They must. Brothers and sisters, we have to move along. There is a young man here who was not on our agenda for speaking tonight, but he wants to bring greetings from the people of Soufrière. I now present to you Brother Harold Stanislaus. Harold Stanislaus.
Well, I must agree with you. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. But it's coming for who? Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
Messieurs, gamoun qui Dennery. Nous pas dans public meeting Dennery also. Ici nous n'y a rally este. Dennery South, good night. Mon Road, good night. Newfield, good night. La Caille, good night. Bois-Joli, good night. I bring you special greetings tonight from the lovely constituency of Soufrière Fosse-Jacques. Mama Dennery, are you ready for the victory? Dennery South United Workers' Party is on the road to victory. Are you all ready to join that victory train? Dennery South, are you ready to stand resolute behind Alan Chasney as your political leader and the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia? Dennery South, are we ready to stand head to head, toe to toe with Alan Chasney and the men and women on this platform to take on Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party and say enough is enough, Labour have to go? Dennery South, I can see you are ready. Political leader, Dennery South is ready. Change is coming. But Dennery South, you have to assure us that when the United Workers' Party forms the next government of this country, and we are going to be elected as the next government of St. Lucia, that we have no pharaoh in the House of Assembly to bring further bondage to the people of Dennery and St. Lucia. So I stand here tonight, my people of Dennery South. Mamai Flambeau, I am proud to be on this platform to support Brother Edmond Estefan as your next parliamentary representative for this lovely constituency. Este for all, a man who has delivered for you, Dennery, and I know Este will deliver even more for you when United Workers' Party is back in government. Edmond Estefan understands that the men and women of the United Workers' Party are elected to serve the people of the country. Men and women who are elected to represent the people, for the people, by the people. And I know that come election day, you will give him a third chance to continue the good work that the United Workers' Party and Edmond Estefan started in this village. I now want to address a matter, a few words. I know my comrade Francisco addressed it earlier. Words which came out of the mouth of my district rep in Soufrière, the Honorable Harold Dalson. Mr. Jean-Pierre said that Dalson Kafou. Mr. Jean-Pierre, I want to correct that statement. Dalson Kafou. Where problem Dalson Dennery, là nous qui problème li. Élection pas couillé. Dalson pas perdre, mais il a ni chagrin pouvoir. Bon, depuis que nous commencé à chagrin pouvoir, il a perdu mémoire. Il a perdu mémoire. So Mr. Dalson is suffering from amnesia. Because Mr. Dalson was the first president of the Soufrière Taxi Association. Mr. Dalson had a Mazda 14-seater omnibus H5442 registered in his name. Mr. Dalson was also secretary of the Soufrière Taxi Association. Mr. Dalson at that time was also a school teacher in Soufrière. So for Mr. Dalson to come on a platform right here in Dennery South and insult the character and integrity of taxi drivers
in this country. It's a disgrace and a shame. Mr. Dalsa must also remember that it was him as president of Sufra Taxi Association who went to Jalousie Resort to negotiate a staff contract on behalf of the association, but at the end of the day, he negotiated for himself. So, Kileski Volea. Kileski Volea. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a disgrace when a member of parliament and a minister of government attacks and insults hard-working men and women of this country. Taxi drivers who contribute so much to the development of this economy and the tourism sector. Taxi drivers who are the ambassadors of this country. Men and women who will never embarrass this country on the international scene. So tonight, I am calling on my district rep, the Honorable Harold Dalsa. I am calling on him tonight to do two things. First, Harold Dalsa needs to come out and make a public apology to every taxi driver in St. Lucia. Second, instead of insulting men and women who are contributing so much to this country, men and women every day when they wake up, they know they'll have to go and struggle to make a bread. They do not have to depend on a government paycheck. You need to come out and tell the people of Sufre what it is that you are going to do to solve the economic grief and pain that the Labour Party have inflicted on them for the last 4.5 years. This is what you need to do. Mama Dennery has the power. My people of Dennery, are your lives better off today under the Labour Party than it was 4 and 5 years ago under the United Workers' Party? I know it's a no. Because this Labour Party have had St. Lucia in an economic depression for 4.5 years. And they have no clue as to what to do to solve the problems of this country. But I could assure you tonight that the captain of the United Workers' Party ship, Mr. Alan Shastley, is the man who is going to rescue this country and bring back economic prosperity, growth and development to you, the people of Dennery South and St. Lucia. This is the same government of the Labour Party, my people, who promised you jobs, 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 and better days. 4.5 years, we are still waiting for $100 million. In 3 months, they promised it. 4.5 years, we have not received it. This is the same Prime Minister who said that VAT was an oppressive tax against the people. 1 year, less than 1 year in office, VAT was at 15% on your backs. Does Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party love St. Lucia? Do they love the hard-working men, women, the farmers, the fishermen, the vendors, the teachers, the nurses, the doctors? Do they love St. Lucia? I know the answer is no. This is the same government under Kenny Anthony which increased water by over 60%. And you are still paying for the desilting of the Roseau Dam, but yet still no desilting is taking place. My people of Dennery, I have a lot more to share with you and St. Lucia, but my time is limited. I call on you tonight, Dennery South. Come out in large numbers. Bring a friend. Bring your families. Bring your neighbors. Bring any and everyone who is eligible to vote to the polling station when Kenny calls elections, and give Edmund Estefan your full support. Put that cross next to ST under United Workers' Party. Mama Flambeau is a power! Souffouillez pawe. Et puis, Dalson, your days are numbered in the House of Assembly. Good night and God bless Dennery South.
Better days are coming. Well, I must agree with you. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. But it's coming for who? Better days are coming.
Thank you, Herod. Thank you, Herod. Nous attendons à ces bêtises. We have to stop that song and stop him once and for all. Brothers and sisters, we have to move along. Not only that, so days will be numbered. We have a man who has spent quite a long time in Parliament. His days are numbered, brothers and sisters. The countdown has begun for Philip Pierre, brothers and sisters. The countdown has begun. We have a lady whom the entire St. Lucia knows. I have never seen no one mobilize a constituency so quickly. She has fully mobilized Castries East behind her, and she will be the next representative for Castries East. I would like to present to you Mistress Fortuna Belrose.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. You know, someone told me when you retire, because you all know I've retired from the public service, yeah? I'm not a public servant anymore. Right. So I've retired from the public service, and my people from Castries East have come, the wise people from Castries East have come and said, Fortuna, come and lend a hand. And so I'm here. I'm here. So ma mic flabo, ezot pawe pour moi. Ma mic flabo, ezot pawe pour moi. All right. But si zot pawe, nous ni tout travail. Nous ni pour travail. Nous kay travail. All right. Bote mwen tan zot, si zot ve travay. Mamay Dennery, ko zot? Dennery? Soufouye? Awa soufouye mwen tan zot, hein? Soufouye? Castries? Castries East? Castries East? All right. But I've heeded the call of the people from Castries East, and I'm here. And all I ask of you is to believe. Believe that we can do it. Believe that it can be done. Believe that the change is coming. Believe. That's all I ask of you to do, is believe. You know, the people of Castries East, I'll tell you something. The people of Castries East have said, they've looked at the situation in St. Lucia and they've said, Fortuna, we need an elevator. We need somebody to lift our spirits. We need some move. We need to rise. We need to rise, Fortuna. We need to rise. And so I'm here with you so we can rise and we can get that elevator. We need an elevator for all those people who have been victimized and stood the test of time. We need an elevator for all those people who have been brought to the table and promised transparency and good governance. And so many things are happening in the dark. So many things are happening in the dark, and we just don't know. So we need an elevator for all those people who have been taken for a ride, even agreeing to constitutional changes. Huh? And just to satisfy one man, tut bagay boot. We need an elevator for those who have the contribution to make, but they're afraid to come forward because they're afraid that they'll be beaten and abused. We need an elevator for you, our faithful young people, who are aspiring to achieve your goals, but the road is rough. The road is rocky. We need an elevator for all the fathers like Mr. Chasney, who's supporting his son with action and not talk, and is having a rough time. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We need an elevator. We need to lift up those men in our society who are supporting their children with action and not just talk. Come on, St. Lucians. I want to hear you say it. Come on. Come on. We need an elevator for all those people who are suffering, for the elderly who are treated with disdain. We need an elevator for all those people and all those young mothers and all those women who are encountering difficulties in managing their homes. We need an elevator. We need an elevator. We need an elevator. We need an elevator for all those of you who have felt the wrath of Kenny Anthony's administration and the Labour Party. We need an elevator. And finally, we need an elevator for all the potential victims of the next wave of the Labour Party attack. And I am here. Because they will attack. They will attack. But what we will do is we'll stay focused with this United Workers' Party and march them out of office. So we need your help, ladies and gentlemen. We need you to work. We need you to work your communities. We need you to support your delegates. We need you to support your candidates so we can march them out of office in the year 2016. Thank you so much.
Children of the darkness, come out into the light. Bring the flambeau with you because you're going to expose and protest.
Flambeau marching to victory.
With fire.
I took you to school a short while ago. And I told you, for St. Lucia to grow, don't tell me you forget that already. For St. Lucia to grow, at this time, brothers and sisters, we're moving. I would like to bring in, to speak on the platform here, one of our deputy political leaders. He didn't give them bicycles, you know, but he gave people little huts so they can be entrepreneurs and make money, brothers and sisters. But your Minister of Health, the representative from Babuno, she took them away, and up to today, no one can tell you what happened to those huts. Brothers and sisters, I present you with the man whom they stole the elections from, Mr. Ezekiel Joseph.
To the gold crisis, everything gone up, up. To the gold crisis, everything gone up, up. Everything gone up, up, up. Sugar gone up, flour gone up, rice gone up.
Thank you very much, Aussie boy. Good night, Mama Flobo. Mama Flobo, bonsoir.
I'm encouraged tonight to see so many of y'all in Dennery South. I'm here once again to give support to our brother Edmund Estefan. I'm sure those of y'all who have been following the politics for a very long time would remember in 2005, 2006, I was one of those who was on the platform of Esther for All, asking you all to support him. And I must say that I'm happy that the people of Dennery South have given the full support to Brother Esther. And then I have no doubt, my brothers and sisters, I have no doubt that y'all will do it again when Kenny so decides to call the general elections. So tonight, Esther is for all and not for some. Esther is for all because that is the attitude this guy has. This guy does not behave like Labour, only giving jobs to people who support the Labour Party. And I want to tell you something. And I'm sure that Honorable Guy Joseph would agree and attest to that. Esther is a good representative. I work with Esther in cabinet, and Esther represented the people of Dennery South very well. Sometimes nous nous disons Esther, c'est pas Bouchillon qui fait nous ça. Nous ni l'autre parliamentary representative, and that would not stop Esther for representing his people in cabinet. So my brothers and sisters, the United Workers' Party will win these general elections. We are going to win. Once again, we are going to be back in the governances of this country. And you need to see to it that Esther represents you in the cabinet and in the parliament. Because he has proven himself as a good representative. But you know what? I want to say something. We all know the negative impact the policies of the St. Lucia Labour Party is having on us. And we cannot take it any longer. We cannot leave Kenny Anthony there for one more term. We have to remove him. And if Kenny so decides he is not going to call elections this year because Nathan he'll go the full length. Nous kay fait Kenny kouye election si par le kouye by the middle of this year. Are you ready? Are you ready to make Kenny call elections in the middle of this year? We cannot go further than June for elections in St. Lucia because we cannot take it any longer. We cannot continue to suffer any longer. The fishermen in Dennery cannot suffer any longer. The farmers in Dennery cannot suffer any longer. So we have to tell Kenny enough is enough, and he has to call the elections to free St. Lucia under the guidance of the St. Lucia Labour Party. They have failed us. Their policies have failed us. But you must do one thing. You must do one thing. You must make sure that you go out and vote. You must make sure that your neighbor, your brothers, your sisters, your friends must go out and vote. And those Labour Party supporters who are disgruntled with Labour, make sure they go out and vote for the United Workers' Party. Make sure they go out and vote for Esther for all. Because in 2011, remember, we were in government. Remember, we were in government in 2011. And our supporters, Wage, Ezekiel Wage, Esther Wage, Spider Wage. What happened? Ezekiel Gain? Ezekiel Gain the night of elections, yes? But 2 days after, Ezekiel paid. Vous savez, ça pas ni pour faire encore. That must not happen again. And if you want to see, and I know you want to see, that your country is governed by men and women that have the experience, because people are not questioning the ability of the United Workers' Party to govern. People are not questioning the ability to govern this country, because we have the track record of governing this country and providing policies and implementing policies that impact positively on every St. Lucian. We had that track record. They're saying we divided. And that's what Kenny is using now. The United Workers' Party is divided. Mama, I want to tell you here tonight that your party is united under the leadership of Mr. Alan Shasley. We have men and women who have had the experience in the respective fields that they have the opportunity to work in. in agriculture, in tourism, in customs, in foreign affairs. We have experience on this platform. And that is why you must put back the United Workers' Party to govern this country. And I want to say that the policies that we have for agriculture, I want we are going to introduce new technology in the fisheries industry. We are going to change the way our fishermen are operating, because we need to bring on board technology that you can benefit from, technology that will make things much easier for you. Young persons involved in the fishing sector. And I know, Dennery, you are ready for it. I know Dennery has a number of young persons who are interested in fishing. I know Dennery has a number of young persons who are interested in agriculture. So you need a representative to speak on your behalf. And that representative who has started speaking on your behalf and will continue to speak on your behalf is Esty. But we all know that everything in this country has gone down. Agriculture, fini. Programs we put in place to encourage our farmers to realize returns on their investment, all the infrastructure change. Be a little patient, because you cannot take it any longer. But the time will come. If Kenny Pakakuye election about June, look at match, look at descent castry, look at the election, because no pass our point any longer. I want to tell you one thing. Yonilaha. Because Motan Babo no, you can pay moon poi rally. Motan Babo no, super avenue rally, you baraba will step. I want to tell you something here tonight. Do not allow the largesse of the St. Lucia Labour Party to fool you. Do not allow the money that they're going to spend to fool you. Pas quitter ça kwenon. Because si yo kwenon, bal fini, violent. Si yo kwenon, fini. Do not allow the money to fool you. Si yo ba ou lahan, point lahan. Si yo ba ou bwe, point bwe. But in elections day, go and vote them out. Because you need lahan yourself. You need lahan. I want to say that the men and women on this platform did not get paid to run elections. They came and they said they want to run elections to represent their respective constituency, because they are not happy with the way things are going on in this country. Because we cannot take it any longer, and we have to remove the St. Lucia Labour Party on the backs of St. Lucians. And we have to bring in a team of men and women under the leadership of Alan Chasney to govern this country and to bring back prosperity in St. Lucia. I want to say thank you very much, and Esther, I'll be there with you along the way. Support. Thank you very much.
We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
You to support. Brothers and sisters, the man who kept Dennery South warm, he kept the people of Dennery South happy. He took care of you, brother. He's a man of few words but action. I now want to present.
everybody in Dennery, my colleagues, and all of you. No. So, let me start this evening by giving free chairs to our women. This week it was International Women's Day. So let me give free chairs to our women. Hip hop! Hip hop! Hip hop! You know, the women of our country, they have 10 hands. They have 10 hands. They do everything. They are masters of all trades. Thank you, ladies, for serving us. Thank you for being there for us. The only way I realized I could have changed things in the Dennery South constituency. So I ran. And I always used to tell my friends before, you know something about me, I am well prepared. To me, it is easier to win an election than becoming. And I worked my way. I became the candidate, and the rest is history, as you know. So, I realized that this village was in a dilapidated state. This place was ugly. All of us love Dennery, but Dennery had a lot to be desired. There are so many things that were wrong with the village. And let me give you a few examples. The Dennery Hospital had become a health center under the Labour Party. There were few motorable roads in the constituency. There was an unreliable water supply and system. Every time the Dennery people didn't have water for them to drink of life. You know, that touched me. Within a few months, that was done. You know, we spent no time and effort putting things right. Residents in Dennery couldn't sleep at night when it rained. You know why? Because there were no drains in the constituency, especially the places on the hills. No drains. So I had to come in and fix all of that. Now the Dennery people can sleep well. Because when it rains in Dennery, water is channeled through the different drains and not under people's houses. The schools in Dennery were in a deplorable state. There were many eyesores in the village. A kind of derelict houses all along the high street, our main street. Come on. That was a shame. Residents had tremendous difficulty accessing their homes. The roads were in bad condition. There were no footpaths. So I had to set up a plan and go and cut roads and bring roads to the people so that at least they could carry their groceries. A vehicle could drop them by their homes. Now that is just to name a few. But most of these things have now been fixed. So my vision in this constituency has been partially fulfilled. If you look around you, you will notice some key projects underway. For example, the rebuilding of the Dennery. We did that. We set up all of everything we had to do, except the starting of the work. So behave yourself, Alvina. Don't come to Dennery and just talk a lot of nonsense. Construction of the new hospital. If you notice, site at Boajoli, everything was in place. Money was set up by the World Bank to do that project. What Alvina come in and talk about? I chose the site for the new hospital. I chose the site. When this hospital was reopened, I remember they had a skit. The Labour Party had a skit. They had somebody to come out and give a skit about they don't want to go anywhere. It's the old hospital they want to keep. Now they want to come and boast about the new hospital that is being constructed. Shame on you. Let me tell you what happened. When 3 weeks before Thomas, we had flooding in the village. And by the way, I managed 2 floods in Dennery. By the end of the first week, Dennery was back to normal. Oh, tell these people, you have a worker in Edmund and Stefan. Tell them behave themselves. But we will get down to business soon. The construction of the new infant school, they don't want to start it. I had to for the Dennery infant school. I set it up. I debate with my colleagues in Parliament that we need this school. And so everything for the refurbishment of both Clinton Mason and the primary school. That has been done. Bravo. Ladies and gentlemen, the one closest to my heart, the upgrade of the Dennery playing field. There's some nonsense going around. We'll deal with that a little later on. Although I've noticed that I might not have much time tonight, but we will deal with that in due course. We constructed 2 parks in the village, Park North and Park South. They call Park South a park kosher. Now all of them are enjoying it. That's the most beautiful park in St. Lucia. When we do things for our people. We don't joke. We don't mess around. We achieve. We are achievers. So the improvement of the water supply, like I said, Dennery now has no water problems. The only time we do not have water in Dennery, when there are heavy rains and the rivers are silted and so on, so they have to close the water mains to prevent all the dirt from coming in the pipes. That's the only time. The highway and the main roads have been repaired. Like my brother said, before we came into power, come on, the buses didn't even want to drive up in Dennery anymore. They didn't want to. So what do you think we did? We got on that immediately and repaired. We repaired so many things we did in Dennery. I mean, it's endless. We have limited time tonight, but we will get down to business. So, let me put this to you. Just imagine, especially Denneryans, imagine the Dennery Primary and Infant School, the Dennery Daycare, which construction will start soon. Another thing, they're trying to delay the construction of the daycare. They don't know that I was involved. I wrote to them and I tell them I need a daycare in Dennery. Listen, I am a pioneer. I know I'm a pioneer. Everywhere in St. Lucia now, they're doing T-Canal. You remember in the house they call me T-Canal? I am a pioneer. visionary leader. I see things long before they see them. So tell them behave themselves. But you see, they come to Dennery and talk a lot of crap. I have to deal with them. It's a pity I don't have time tonight. So I plan to put a walkway or a jogging path around the facilities, the recreational, sporting, and social facilities in Dennery. That will prevent people from going on the highways and jog on mornings or walk on mornings. That's plan that has been there. And if you notice, all we're missing is the walkway around the football field. That's all we're missing to complete that track and to light it up. We're having a little difficulty because Labour don't want to do the field project. What they say is, what they said after sports minister, you're supposed to take care of the young people, provide facilities for them, and program their activities. You telling me, if you do that in a constituency, you will make me look good? Nonsense. And you call yourself a man, and you saying when you in the house and I speak, you get nervous? That's why you getting nervous. Because you should be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to do the facilities for the young people. You're not doing it, and you're saying it will make me look good? Man, I had my time already. I had my glory days. I ran as an athlete. I was the fittest man in St. Lucia. For years. Those days are gone. So don't come to Dennery and talk foolishness. You're nervous because when I talk in the house, it's like a pin going through your back. I sting when I talk. Labour Party is afraid of me. And you know what? They're afraid of God too. Every time I mention God in the house, they're running for cover. So they devise a plan. They devise a plan to prevent me from talking in the house. Mr. Speaker, I have a message for you. I don't have time to debate you in the house. I don't have time to debate you. You see what you always do to guy? You tell guys, sit down. You can never do that to Edmund and Stefan. Never. I don't waste my time debating you in the house. I don't waste my time. You see, I was elected by the people of Dennery South. How were you elected? How did you, the speaker, get inside that house? You were selected. You were selected by a pharaoh. And I will get to that in a little bit. When you see people there and they come, you all want to wake them up. My people of Dennery, a gymnasium to be constructed at the back of the police station. The blueprints for that have already been drawn. Since when we were in government? Maybe. This is where we're going to place Mr. Pharaoh after we get into government. To be the manager in that gymnasium. You say you are a fitness specialist, that is where we're going to place you. So, my people of Dennery, the list goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, all this could have happened in 10 years. All of this could have happened in 10 years. But you see, Labour Party had a plan for you that you were not aware of. Labour Party came with that. Labour Party came with that devilish slang, whatever they call it. I don't want to repeat that nonsense. They came with that thing, and they placed a spell on the nation, and they had you to vote for them. But there's a lot more I have to say on that. Labour Party, behave yourself. You see, I will come and I will walk with a poster that is written on it, God. Because they are afraid of God. Devilish people. So, if we did not make that mistake and elect the Labour Party, by now, all these things I talk about would have been completed in Dennery. Y'all are stopping the progress of the people, Labour. Y'all are preventing the people from eating. Y'all are getting me vexed. Like Shasne. 9/11 fashion. You see, only once I decide to give the man a little something on sports. I mean, sports is my forte. I am strong there. And I have a message for the minister. I have a message for him. And the other person he selected in Dennery. I'll give you more detail on that in a little while. You see, sports has been dealt with on a piecemeal basis. I have spoken about this in the Honorable House. Every time you speak the truth, they attack you personally. That is their forte. You see, they attack you personally. They cannot attack your plans. And they can see how visionary you are. So they have to find a way to destroy you. You can destroy me, man. You don't see my back? You don't see my back? They're my people of Dennery and the people of St. Lucia. That is for you. There is no comprehensive plan for sports development in St. Lucia. None. However, a UWP government will ensure that sports will be developed holistically, not piecemeal like they're doing now. And when you have to come and do the field in Dennery, you saying, you will make me look good. You don't see me, man, I'm handsome. What is wrong with these guys? When you see people there, cool, calm, composed, do not interfere with them. So, my people of Dennery is on the right path, obviously. Every Denneryan has seen what I can do. I have proven that I can get things done. Juxtapose that to the St. Lucia Labour Party. They get nothing done. All they do is run the country as if they're running the St. Lucia Labour Party. In St. Lucia, you have 2 parties. Well, now you have 4 parties. NDM, and United Workers Party. How are you governing the country when you expect to only feed labor rights? You should not be in government. What you doing in government if you think it is only labor rights that have their mouths cut? What nonsense is that? So, what is my aim? I have an aim. I have an aim. And it was delayed by you electing the St. Lucia Labour Party. But you did not make that mistake in Dennery, thank God. Dennery is standing strong. And let me tell you, Labour, you have no chance in Dennery. If you think you had a chance, take that back. You have no chance. See, why do I tell you that? Why do I tell you that? You see, everybody in Dennery knows Pharaoh. Everybody in Dennery knows your humble servant. Everybody knows what I have done for country. Everybody knows what I have done for Dennery. Man, what have you done for Dennery? The man come and talk about a little seaweed he took off from the beach. Come on. When we have to clean the beach, we employ all the young men on the block and we have them to clean the beach. You go and you take an excavator. You give one person all the money and you're talking about you clean the beach. That's what you put in on your CV. Man, I don't want that on my CV. That's working for the people. I don't want that on my CV. A little job you do. Little job. You come in and boast that. But you see, Labour Party has a problem. Labour Party has a problem. You see, they want to take anybody. They take anybody. They wash them in a little bit of blood. And then they want to call them angel. In our situation, Labour Party has taken a pharaoh. You know what pharaoh stands for? They wash him in some blood. And then they want to present him as an angel. For heaven's sake, he is pharaoh, he is not an angel. So what is missing in Dennery? What is missing? Completion of the major projects. The playing field, the schools, the hospital, the extension of the DITO that I presented to cabinet while we were in government. You know what the agriculture minister told me? Esther, just wait your turn. We have Miku to do, and was it Swazel? After that, we're going to extend the DITO. This is how we operate in the United Workers' Party. So I have been there waiting patiently for our turn. So I know when United Workers' Party is returned to government, I know for a fact that this DITO will be extended. I know for a fact. And my people of Dennery, we definitely need some form of employment creation at the old site of the Bell Fashion. Again, we had this button down, but we lost government. We had this button down, but we lost government. So, when we return, the first thing we are going to do is to continue that project that we started. To put a garment factory at the site of the Bell Fashion. What are we going to do there? Let me tell you what we're going to do there. The plan has been, and it will remain under Chasney. That, the plan has been and it will remain, that we are going to produce all uniforms in that factory. We will produce all uniforms, including sports uniforms, school uniforms, sports uniforms. We will be doing it right there in the factory. We will continue village tourism that we started. We were in government. And our political leader, this was his brainchild. This was his brainchild as a minister of tourism. He designed it. He said, we have to take tourism to the villages. What do you think happened? I lobbied so hard that they start the project in Dennery. You see, I tell you, I'm the best. I want to tell you that, but I am. Really and truly, I am. But I don't boast. You see, silently, I lobby my ministers. I tell them, this must take place in Dennery. Now, the diplomat that I am, you will not ever understand. You will not understand. I am a diplomat. I get things done. This is what I am. So, he will tell you a little more about that. So, I am going to create a civic center. You see, the work has started. And you're going to bring a pharaoh to try and destroy all of that? No, you wouldn't make that mistake. Work has started on a civic center. Why I say work has started? Because I have pushed for the building of the infant school. Why am I doing that? I have pushed for the building of a new daycare. Why am I doing that? Because we have to remove the infant school to new locations, give them proper facilities. We have to build a daycare, remove them from the multipurpose center to free up the facility for our youth. To free up the facility for our youth. What is going to happen in the civic center? Nonsense they talk. So what is going to happen in the civic center? I'm sorry, my colleagues. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But the people of Dennery need to hear these things. They need to. Ek me fâché. Because I have top bêtises à la radio. I have top bêtises à Bouche Dennery. I have top bêtises à la Wisset-Lissi. Come on, put a stop in it. Stop the foolishness. So, we're creating a civic center. A civic center meaning a building that houses government offices. They don't know anything about that, so I have to explain. They don't know anything about that. When we remove the infant school, we remove the daycare from the multipurpose center. We remove the library from its current location. We're going to place them in that civic center. The civic center will be exactly where the infant school is presently. So, we are going to fix it up nicely, and we have had discussions among us. These were my plans while we were in government, and they will continue. You see, the leader that we have is not a joker. The leader that we have is a businessman. The leader that we have will get things done just like me. So that civic center will house the district representative office. We don't have to go all over the place running here and there, helter-skelter, looking for an office to rent for the office of the district rep. The library, we will be moving it there. The Dennery Village Council office, we're moving it there. The office of the Youth and Sports officer will be moved to that office, to that building. The Youth and Sports Council's office will also be there. The courtroom will also be there in the village. And other government agencies, including the office of the councillor. It will have an office for the councillor. You see, although when the United Workers' Party is in government, unemployment is going down. Employment is going up. The economy of St. Lucia is growing. So the problems we are having with our youth, and we're taking care of all the districts in terms of sports. So the incidences of, let's say, suicides. You see how often we have suicides in St. Lucia now? So how do we achieve all of this? How do we achieve all of this? How do we achieve that? My people of Dennery, my people of Dennery, this is why you cannot make the mistake and put in the Labour Party on our backs. You know how heavy these guys are. You know they are so heavy. They're putting us down into our graves. We have to stop them. That is where the United Workers Party and Alan Chasney come in. We will work together and we will grow the St. Lucian economy. You see, they see me there. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Where? Magie. Come on. Behave yourselves. So, when I studied economics at school, okay, you can never grow an economy by imposing so much tax on the people. How you growing the economy? The people have no space to breathe. The businesses have no space to breathe. How you growing the economy when the taxation is so high? Impossible. So our policies will reduce taxation, which will spiral business creation, which will spiral job creation. That is how we do it. So when we circulate money in the economy, when we allow that dollar to grow, we call that the multiplier effect. When we do that, the economy must grow. So Kenny, please pack up your bag, take your suitcase, and go to Trinidad. So, I am going to... There's so much I have to say to you tonight. It's amazing. But, let me deal with something. Let me deal with something that is very pertinent. I'm not going to waste my time on Dalso, on Alvina. I'm not going to waste any more time on Sean Edwards. You have seen that the man is a fake. If you're not going to develop the young people of Dennery South because you will make me look good, you are a fake. You are a fake. You see, I don't know. I don't know how these guys think. You know, it's young people you're talking about. How you can deny them opportunities like that? And now you're there trying to win election by coming with a pharaoh. Come on. So, my people, I must do that tonight. I must do that tonight. I must do that tonight. You see poster boy Sean Edward, and you see the person he selected because Dennery South Constituency branch of the SLB did not select that man. It was Pharaoh who it was Sean Edwards who selected that man. Single-handedly. You see, I have to tell you, these are three pharaohs we're dealing with. Senior Pharaoh Kenny Anthony, Junior Pharaoh Sean Edwards, and Pharaoh himself. They're coming to put hardship on our backs. I'm going to stop that single-handedly. You see you Sean and you see Pharaoh, the two of you, I need your bodies in a debate. I need it now. I need the two of you in a debate about youth and sports development. About youth and sports development. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That debate can take place anywhere. It can be Labour Party people alone there. I want to take them on. As usual, Mr. Edwards, Mr. Edwards will be as smooth as butter. He's an eloquent speaker. So he'll bullshit his way around the debate. But Mr. Pharaoh is empty of ideas. So he will be there cheering up Sean Edward like a cheerleader. I have something to do tonight, so I'm going to try and wrap up. I am not going to waste any more time on Kenny Anthony. My people of Dennery South, are you ready? I want to wrap up. We have something to do tonight. We need to light up our candles. Let us light them up. We have to stop these devils in their pubs once and for all. Let us light up our candles. This coming election, my people, is no ordinary election. I hope you realize a whoosh has been repackaged to wreak even more harm on our people. My God-fearing people of Dennery and St. Lucia, we need to sing our gospel songs. We need to praise the Lord. My people of Dennery, we need to pray. We need to pray for our communities.
Let us pray. Let us.
We need to pray for our families.
Let us pray.
We need to pray for our country.
Let us pray.
We need to pray for our leaders.
Let us pray.
We need to pray for the men and women of the United Workers' Party. We need to pray for the ghetto.
Let us pray.
We need to pray for our youth.
Let us pray.
We need to pray for the elderly.
Let us pray.
Because the elderly, they are dying. They cannot afford the medicine. They don't have food to eat. Oh my God. Let us pray for our party, my people. Of St. Lucia. The only way we can defeat this enemy called the St. Lucia Labour Party is by lighting up our candles and praying. This enemy called the St. Lucia Labour Party does not favor us. We have had 4.5 years of misery. Everyone is different, you know that. This is who I am. Everything I do, God is in it. I don't pretend. I am not a fake. I am a simple man. I am dedicated to the development of our constituency and my country. Re-elect me, your dedicated and humble servant under the United Workers' Party. As this campaign unfolds, my people, so will be the rest of the plan of your humble servant and the United Workers' Party. Esther for all, not for some. We need to defeat the Kenny Labour Party. My people, Jesus is the light of the world. Let Kenny and his hooligans know that. Let us keep praying. God bless Dennery. God bless St. Lucia. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Esther for all. Esther, as I commenced tonight, I said that Esther has done a lot for the people of Dennery. And Esther told you what he has done. His list was so long, a ranking member of the Senate of something that he read on St. Lucia News Now. He didn't write it, he only read it. But a high-ranking member of the Senate in the St. Lucia Labour Party took him to court. He's from Dennery, brothers and sisters. That's to show you how wicked these guys are. And at this present time, I would like to call the Honorable Guy Joseph just to say greetings. Greetings, brothers and sisters.
Mamai Flabo! Now, I thought I was just invited to a regular meeting in Dennery. Because lani plimuna meeting sa pase yote nila yote ka lunch pero. Now, I'm calling on Mr. Francisco Jean-Pierre. You asked me for a document. The contract on the Southwest Coast Road. The road they did in Labrie Buns. I am presenting it to you. Sa se document la mwe keni di mwa house la. Isav ko mwe hendi. Ek mwe di pa membo lovely kisa di ko mwe hen document sa. Now, this document is to highlight the 649 that the Labour Party gave us with a contractor on the Buns Road. And I know Mr. Jean-Pierre can take care of that business. Now in this bag, that's not Kenny's briefcase. In my hand here is a copy, a review of the financial operations of town, village, and rural councils. A Kennedy say investigation ni pour determine qui manière nous mal servi l'argent Taiwanese là. Now you heard what the DPP said about this document. Ça pas vaut rien. That is worth nothing. Yo pas amene personne l'audience exa. But Dr. Anthony, in my hand is a report of the Director of Audit for the financial year 2014 and 2015. Leot Kavin mati by moun set lisi. Ek di se flabo ki fe bobol. Ek flabo ki passe account pou l'argent. On page 48, that's not a report that was commissioned by Alan Chasney. That's not a report that was commissioned by Stevenson King. This is a report that is done by the Director of Audit. And here are the discrepancies. It says in 5.24, it is expected that the information on the projects in the statement of source and uses of funds would agree with the information documented in the last quarter. And side, component 1, statement of sources and uses of funds, $200,000 US dollars. Interim financial report, $116,216.16. A discrepancy. You know what's a discrepancy? Yo po sa account pou l'argent sa koi passe ebe ki manye ye. So the audit department wants to find out. There's a discrepancy of $84,248.84 US. Dr. Kenny Anthony, you are the Minister of Finance. Sa pa vie report nou bay detwa tibway ay fe. This is the Auditor General of St. Lucia. Account for that. La ou vle vin kouye moun vole. Ek ou vle vin kouye moun mati. Account pou sa. Now under component 2, there's a discrepancy of $67,482.15. And under component 3, $106,592.06. A total discrepancy out of $853,000 US dollars. There's a discrepancy of $258,369.05. Now let me tell you something. My si Abu Black. Yo vin pale bêtise Dennery pour try kwene moun. I want to tell them, account for that money that the Director of Audit is questioning about. And if you are the Minister of Finance, then we hold you accountable. Sa pa pièce vie report, pièce tibouaya fait. So Kenny Anthony, you have questions to answer. Now Alvina, ufa almanak, ek udilana l'hôpital. Now that is false advertising. Si ufa almanak la, asu chaque page, yo kamuto New Millennium Medical Center operation. Dimwe kita amunale a l'hôpital Nefla, I want a doctor. So pre la just lisi, and you pay a consultant to try and fool the people of St. Lucia. Pale ba corporate to advertise li. So you all go and name a hospital. Ek hot fair almanac. Ek hot ka poste almanac la dan enveloppe akodi masav. that l'hôpital la pas function. Gade ki moun ki du bude des la kata de moun. Al listen in Wonderland. Ebe Alvina. I mean, let me tell you something. The Labour Party continues to disrespect the people of St. Lucia. You know what Kenny Anthony thinks of us? That all of us are fools. Boyodi la pani dialysis machine. En our machine à l'hôpital neuf la si tellement. So mwen vle sav si Alvina fè yo download sa sou internet la ek me asou sa. Because ideal la pan pièce equipment I ka pale about à l'hôpital neuf la. So se equipment sa ki la mwen vle sav ko I sorti. Did you download it as a picture from Google? Now, Monsieur Dalson dit, taxi driver et minibus driver, c'est volé. Moi, vle sav si Dalson savabay that massa. And I want to ask him tonight, who is the owner of TX 905? I want to know who is, because who the taxi driver say vole. Now I will come to that another time. But I have a letter here from J. Baden Allen, written to Dr. Kenny D. Anthony. And I want, because of time, to deal just with the last paragraph of this letter. It says, Honorable Prime Minister, most damning accusation against the chairman of the SRDF, Soufrière Regional Development Foundation, who at the time was Mr. Harold Dalso, was made by Mr. Felix Feniste, who was in charge of the Heritage Tourism Project. And his claim against Dalso was, there was a project to be financed by financiers outside of St. Lucia to the tune of $100,000. Also demanded 10% commission. Now Dalso, ki moun ki vole? Esout entitled pour 10% commission? Ebe esout ka try vole 10% project la asufouye. Now when you go back to Soufrière, if he was claiming 10%, as the chairman of the Soufrière Regional Development Foundation of a project that was financed outside of St. Lucia, I want to know how much he is claiming on the $3 million square in Soufrière. You see, because I've won the Labour Party, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Hot ka vole from moun set lisi, ek chak le hot ka fa vol, hot vle kouye lot moun vole, pou divert attention from cohort. Hot toujou kapote moun lodias. Ebe lodias. Mwen di yo about a machine anti-misye ka drive. Se jou sa yo we Prado a. Ek yo na lot bay ka drive. But by Prado sa po fini. Because Kenny Anthony continues to attract the most undesirable characters in the politics of St. Lucia. and then he want to attack us. Now I will tell you, he said he want to address the issues of rape in St. Lucia. Well, Dr. Anthony, if you are serious about addressing the issues of rape in this country, start in the Senate and then go in the cabinet. And you all want to take me on rape? Take me on. Because I believe there are people both in the Senate and in the cabinet who have been accused of rape in this country. But where Sister Timale Dennery, you take a away, and you take a pray, Wajma. But poor company moon, white collar criminals, as we call them, Lanwajma. But I am telling you, you want to be bad? Let's be bad. You want to stop rape? Stop it among your colleagues. Bring them to justice. Let them pay for what they have done. And if they are innocent, let the court decide that they are innocent. This nonsense must stop in St. Lucia. And we must stop allowing Kenny Anthony to rape the economy of this country. You come in and talk about rape? You have raped this economy. You have brought people to their knees. You have naked. St. Lucia cannot feed its children. People are hanging themselves. And they tell you there's no relationship between employment and suicide. Well, tell them, what does the statistics from the hotline, the suicide hotline, what does it cite as the #1 reason why people are giving for attempting to take their lives? It is time that we deal with this problem. You deal with it in Dennery by voting your man, Edmond Estefan. And the rest of St. Lucia will do the right thing and vote the United Workers' Party. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
Thank you, guys. We know he have a lot more to do, but you will be a lot more from us. We are law-abiding citizens, brothers and sisters. Auntie Gail would just like to say good night to her people. Auntie Gail, over to you.
Mamai Flabo! Mamai Dennery South! Mamai Dennery North! Mamai Miku North! Mamai Tutoli Setley C! How are you doing this evening? Estedi Mwenkadio Timitina Soyavin Balio Tisipo. Me este pate di me se longica lonja swear. I want to give you, the people of St. Lucia, the assurance that the men and women on this platform are willing to go, and with your support, come election day, we will see to it that Kenny Anthony and his cabinet of ill-suited men and women will leave the governance of this country, and the United Workers' Party will be returned into government. Mama Flabo!
And now, brothers and sisters, we will bring you the man Kenny fears the most. The next Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Alan Chastney. Esther causing trouble in Dennery, boy. Esther causing trouble. Esther, that was supposed to only be a little meeting, you know. What happened? You finally gave you money, man, Esther. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing, showers of blessing. Now, before I bring up Alan Chastney, the Labour Party is telling the young people in Dennery, the young people of St. Lucia, that they must never marry anybody white, because their child will not stand a chance of running elections in St. Lucia. Brothers and sisters, I want to present to you the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Chastney.
Action speaks louder than words.
Mamai Flabo! Este! Anytime you want to invite me back to your beautiful, beautiful city of Dennery South, I'm really happy to come back. Mamai Miku South, all of you that came out to support me tonight, and Mamai Sufye, Supawe. I don't have a lot of time tonight. We've heard a lot of things tonight, but the most important thing tonight that we heard was the plans that Este has for Dennery South. You have stuck with Este for 2 times. I much rather hear 3 times. 3 times is the charm. And I'm saying to the people of Dennery South, all the young people, all the business people, all the farmers, all the fishermen, all the elderly people, that Este and Alan Chasney will make magic happen in Dennery South. With my energy and my commitment and my experience, along with the energy and the dedication and the hard work of Este, and not a man for one, not a man for some, but a man for all. Because all St. Lucians, like what the Prime Minister of St. There's a couple of things I want to say tonight. The Labour Party has failed the people of Dennery South. How do I know that? When they had Mary Skelly and you decided to replace Este, did Mary run again a second time? When they brought up Albert Regis and he lost to Este, where is he now? And tell the Labour Party, no Pharaoh can come here and conquer the people again. That was done a long time ago, and a lot has happened since then, and the people are now free because they have Este, who is for all. But I want to talk about something very, very seriously again tonight. You heard me at the last public meeting to say to the people of St. Lucia, Mwe fâché. Mwe fâché. And when I thought again that the government would be given an opportunity to have made a change for the people of St. Lucia, to deal and act more compassionately, once again they have failed. The Minister of Health has come out to say what? That there's no equipment, that Alan Chasney lied. But I challenge the Minister of Health. Is it not true that the dialysis ward was tested and commissioned, ready to go in May of 2013? The only equipment that is missing is the equipment that the European government has agreed to purchase for you. And that is the chairs and some of the dialysis machines. But every single thing else is ready to go. Is it not true that after the ward was commissioned in May of 2013, is it not true that within 4 months to 5 months, that the rest of the commitment could have been ordered and paid for by the Europeans and would have been operational by January of 2014? That 11 dialysis machines would have been there. I think sometimes that we forget about the details of what is taking place in St. Lucia. That there are almost 100 people or more that are on our waiting list and waiting for somebody to die in order for them to get on the dialysis machine. But here is the saddest part. That when somebody dies, the nurses and the doctors have to go through the list of all those people that are on the waiting list. And they themselves must make a decision as to who will get on to the machine. All of the elderly people who are weak are excluded. If there is a younger person who is stronger, that is who is selected. What message are we sending to our own citizens? I feel for those doctors and nurses that have to make that decision, who have to act like they are God and make the decision between life and death. Last night, we heard a consequence of what happened. We heard of a young lady who happens to work as a civil servant. Her name is Leona Phillips, who died last night because she could not get on the dialysis machines. The problem that I am talking about is real. It is personal. I cannot believe that we have to come to public meeting after public meeting to cry and bring forward an issue that can be resolved. So what I would like to do is just have 1 minute of silence for Leona. Amen. Last night, we also heard of the horrendous crime that took place in Vieux Fort, of a young man, Mr. Sirge, who comes from Babonneau, who was tied up and chopped to death, and that his girlfriend was knocked out and tied up as well. And thank God her life was spared. We've also seen an increase in the number of suicides. Bianca, Norbert, Simbert, Kishan, these are all the children of fathers and mothers. All of them have brothers and sisters and cousins and friends. And I want us to stop for a moment and ask ourselves, how much hope a person must have lost, how alone a person must feel, and the pain and anguish a person must be going through in order to make that decision to commit suicide. And that when you see the increase of suicides in our country, again, that you would have thought that we would have had a government of compassion, a government that would have all of a sudden raised the awareness and to say to the young people of this country not to lose hope, and to give them the confidence and the evidence that there is something that they are doing for you. But no, what do we hear? A government that continues to give what? Excuses. It's always somebody else's fault. This is not good enough. This is not good enough for St. Lucia, and St. Lucians and St. Lucia deserve much more than they're getting from the government of today. Mamai Flabo, in a few days we are going to be celebrating Easter. And Easter is a very important time every year. Easter is to remind us about the opportunity of a new beginning. Easter reminds us that Jesus died on the cross for us. That for our sins, he sought forgiveness. We're reminded by the Lord all the time that it is never too late to repent. It is never too late to ask for forgiveness. And Jesus said one thing. He said, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good that them that hate you. And pray for them that despitefully use you. This is a lesson that the Lord, who sacrificed his only son for all of us, said. And I bring up this message because the Labour Party only offers us hate and victimization. But hate is because that is an excuse. Hate is to turn our way from what the real problems are. The only way to solve the problems of our life is to change. Change is an opportunity. Hate is an excuse. Change is a solution. Hate is an excuse. And the United Workers' Party believe that in order for us to be able to bring change and to better the lives of the people of this country, we needed to change. And change we have done. And what did we say? We said that we wanted to be able to eliminate poverty in our country. That we wanted to be able to have affordable health care, quality education, safety and economic security. But we said as men and women, we want to be judged by some simple values. Values that the men and women of United Workers' Party want to live up to the value of being honest. United Workers' Party men and women want to live up to the value of teamwork. We want to live up to the value of commitment and discipline and being confident. Because we believe that in order for us to bring about a change and a new beginning for St. Lucia, that we must embrace those values. And that every single one of us must be measured every single day by those values. So Mamai Flabo, United Workers' Party is ready. We're ready for change. We're ready to make the lives of St. Lucians much better than they are today. And we are ready to be able to live up to your expectations. I want to say, Mamai, that you know what? It is time for change. And that we are ready for change. And I want to say this to you. You can never change a liar. You can never change a liar. But you have an opportunity very soon to vote him out of office. I thank you. Support Este. Este is ready to take Dennery South. United Workers' Party is ready to lead the people of St. Lucia to the promised land. There are going to be things that we have to do. There is a new beginning. Jesus did not die in vain. We have to take advantage of that. Thank you very, very, very much.
Yeah, we're ready.
Thank you for coming to the meeting tonight. The United Workers' Party wish to thank supporters and also wish to thank the Labour supporters who are here tonight. We also wish to thank the police for the extra time. The United Workers' Party